I want to address today the educated elite society who had been getting embarked in appointing a president for the up and coming president election. And the educated, the elite, the professors, the doctors, the engineers, all of them are today saying much participation this election is happening. But I want to stress to them, be honest in your activity. Educated is today I see, though they say that they are participating, most of them are taking refuge behind political parties, and political parties have appointed their candidates. They are taking refuge behind them. I don't see what they say to the public is happening. In different forms they have come up with organization fits that they say, but at the end of the day they are refuge behind the candidates. To salvage the country, they say they have a plan, but unfortunately any of these plans are not with us. They should submit the plan that his candidate have put it forward. Two elections before the president elections in the past, the president who was coming to power promised that he will take the president powers out and the powers will be transferred to the parliament. It never happened. Even the present president is holding it, though he said he will be transferring. I want to know whether these educated elite society have certain guarantees from their candidates that they take refuge behind, have promised them that they will remove when they will come to power. In the past, I have experienced in my life to see so many killed in Sinhalese, the Tamils, the Muslims, the Christians, you call it, in 1970s, 1980s, in the war, also in churches. All this, I blame the educated society, because you are the one who elected, you are the one who initiated certain people to come in power. The others are followers. So educated society, before, they were not in the front line, but they are the ones who elected those people. So I would say all these killings that happened in the past, educated elite business society is responsible. So I would expect in this election you take a wise decision, you take the leadership, but you are not taking the leadership, but you are taking refuge. No matter you take a refuge, but take certain guarantees from your candidate who is coming forward. We as society, we cannot be fastened. We have to come forward in different aspects. We must use the social media, we must use the media, we must use all forums to put our demands in front of the candidates. It's the worst thing is to give the candidates an open check. Sad to say, this educated society, they follow them. When I talk to them and I ask them, have you got guarantees that this president of powers will be removed by your candidate? No, they say we never ask, we never inquired from them. So what is this educated society? They are ignorant of politics. They are bringing somebody into power, but they do not know. They would be mistaken if they cannot remove him from power. At the same time, when we cannot elect 226 and find 10 good people in parliament, it is the most difficult task to elect one person. At the same time, you must know there is certain egos today. This have to be by a strong element who have to come. It is not strong element that we need. We need somebody who can rule the country not by force, by context. He should be a people's man. He should listen to the people's need and he should be able to deliver it. And he should have a group of people who have already given him the guideline and who he have accepted the guidelines to bring this country back into the phase. We didn't have a foreign policy. the candidate who will come into power should be able to say, this is my foreign policy. Take the ambassadors who are appointed, even by the present president. I can tell you something what happened in Qatar could happen anywhere because they didn't appoint the right people. We don't have a foreign policy. The ambassadors do not know what is their duty. So they always explicitly say the ambassador is holding the president's powers. He represents the president. Unfortunately, if they hold that, they should deliver what the country needs. They have never been focused to the country needs. So we have to draft a foreign policy. And I would ask the educated elite, unpatriotic elite, to come forward and ask your candidate to give commitment to my country. When they come to power, they should do the social justice. You know, what I am sad today, the educated, the elite, the professors, the engineers, doctors, all of them are rallying around these politicians and trying to twist the truth. And you don't use your qualification and your credentials to show to the public that you're honest. You have your own agendas. I must say the presidents in the past have failed because of soldiers who were following them. The advisors, the so-called president advisors, they didn't do the justice by advising the president the right way. Today, this elite society who are going to appoint them, they are the very same people who will put the president who is coming to power in jeopardy. I must say, these organizations of elite society, and it could be with UMP, it could be with Pohotua, it could be with the JVP, or it could be with other groups which have formed new, all of them. It could be influenced by outside parties, it could be born from abroad, it could be from the country, but at the end of the day, if it is against the people's will, I would say this is very dangerous. And this election is very important because at this moment the country is in difficult situation. It is bankrupt. It had been robbed. It had been, the state had been robbed. It had been raped by the politicians. They have used their abused their power, and they have done so many wrong things. People talk, I'm not going to explicitly say because everybody knows, it's a popular secret. So, but the people are afraid, in fear to talk. Why should be afraid of these politicians? They can only do, they can take us and take it personally and kill us. Who are afraid of death is people who have done not good things, who have done bad things in society. Don't be afraid. You have nothing to be afraid. Death is something eventually you have to face. Talk for the country before everything. This is a very vital position. I must also say we are ready for any man who have done wrong. If he say he will do this when he comes to power, which is our will, we are ready to redeem, but he must give it in writing. These top contestant in the presidential election, they should write it and say, when I come to power, I will take the president powers out. Number two, he will draft a proper foreign policy. This will be what will be our foreign policy. And also foreign employees will be looked after like that. At the same time, he must say health of the people will be taken care. But some health ministers talk so eloquently and blame others. What we want is to deliver. The poor of the poor is getting more poorer because of health system. The education system is completely wiped out, which was so good in the past. My parents, what they got the education, our people don't get. University entrance is so vital, and today everybody is going abroad. We must ask this contestant to tell how he is going to secure these policies for us. Expect the elite society, the educated society who says that we are doing the justice. In the past, they were not the people that we want. They were very unfaithful. They were unfaithful, unpatriotic the way they react. And I would like them now, this time, to give a guarantee to the people that if these candidates who are contesting, whom they are supporting, if they don't deliver like the 100 days in the past, we must say in 1 year, we will get to an assessment, these are the targets to reach in 1 year. If they don't do it, by 2020, November 15th, we will go to the street to remove him. This commitment you shout it and give. All 3 or 4 candidates should, their supporters should voice and say, we give 1 year to achieve these results, like the 100 days. I know 100 days was not enough. 1 year is quite enough to remove the presidential powers. 1 year is well enough to bring a budget to the country. 1 year is good enough to give a five-year plan to the country. 1 year is well enough to give the foreign employees the right place in the right time. So I would expect within 1 year, if they do not bring it, we should all, the elite society should request today, 15th of November 2020, we should come to the street like in Hong Kong today, like in Egypt that day, and we will remove these people whom we will appoint. By 2020, 15th of November, we should come to the street. Thank you very much. I hope the message is passed to the educated elite. You are selling your education and your credentials to the people, but you are not passing the message right. I am telling you, you are unpatriotic if you don't do the justice this time.